NYC bus driver allegedly held students captive on way to school and claimed Jews killed Jesus in anti-Semitic rant. But they did. But anyway, a school bus, a school bus driver at a Brooklyn go away. A school bus driver at a Brooklyn charter school pulled off the road and held the children captive while he went on an anti-Semitic rant, in which made one Jewish kid cry with a lecture that claimed the Jews killed Jesus. Sources said. Claimed. Anyway, the driver allegedly pulled over as he headed to the Brooklyn Prospect International Elementary Charter School and launched the impromptu diatribe about his religious beliefs and Jesus to a group of students, a few of whom are Jewish, one parent said. The only one who can deliver you isn't religion, it's Jesus, the bus driver, who has since been suspended, allegedly said to confused youngsters, according to the parent. When one student asked the unidentified driver if Jesus was a Jew, the driver allegedly offered a centuries old canard about Jewish people's role in Jesus' crucifixion that is widely condemned as anti-semitic. At least run it through a spell checker first. Right, yeah, Jesus was a Jew. He was. Like, ethnically, he was a Jew. But he was also something else, wasn't he? But anyway, yes, he was a Jew, and basically Jews, his own kind, killed him, the drivers told students, the parent claimed. They basically killed him because he said he was the son of God. I am. These were religious leaders who killed him. The assertion that Jews killed Jesus has long been shot down by the Catholic Church. They reported him to the Romans, they reported him to the authorities. This. Anyway, in the Vatican's declaration on the relation of the Church to non-Christian religions, it stated the crucifixion of Jesus cannot be charged against all the Jews without distinction, then alive, nor against the Jews of today, the Anti-Defamation League noted. So they're basically saying, yeah, Jews did in fact kill Jesus, but it wasn't all Jews. Hashtag not all. I mean, yeah, okay, hashtag not all. It wasn't them. Every single Jew wasn't there. Right. Some students texted their parents about the remarks in real time, and one Jewish student even broke down in tears, the parents said. Yeah, cry, white boy. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm finding this so funny. I don't believe the children were in any danger, right? I just think the guy was just he was just having one of those days, I think. And he did something he shouldn't have. At one point, the driver also allegedly asked students to recite a prayer while handing out white "I am with you always" hats with a black cross inscribed between the words, the parents said. What pissed me off is the kids were late to school. One parent told the Post the driver definitely held the kids cap. He didn't hold them captive, right? He pulled over the bus. I'm pretty sure if any of the kids wanted to get out the bus at any point, he would have just let them. The guy was just, I don't know what the guy was doing. I think he maybe had a little bit of a, he was just having a day, you know. Students arrived about 30 minutes later than they were supposed to. The school confirmed in a note to parents Friday that the driver stopped the bus for a period of time to make religious remarks and distribute religious merchandise to students, though it did not confirm the specifics, I think that's meant to say specifics of the off the rails sermon. The school administration also said it contacted the driver's employer, Jofaz Transportation in Brooklyn, to file a formal complaint and request a new driver. Hello, kids. Allah Akbar. I mean, I would rather a Christian driving me, you know, especially in New York. Anyway, the driver also allegedly told the students that Jesus sacrificed for their sins. I mean, he did. And if we believe in him, we will be saved. And the only one who can free you all is Jesus Christ, the parents said. That's the lie. He allegedly delved into the existence of heaven and hell while criticising atheists for embracing the Big Bang Theory. I think if the Big Bang Theory was true, it was God. Controversial. Argue about it in the comments. Well, who created the Big Bang? Oh, okay. Well, who created the Big Bang? The driver allegedly said, according to student accounts. They ain't going to be able to answer you, they're going to get stuck. While the bus driver was taking students to a charter school, which is privately run but publicly funded, transportation companies are hired by the New York City Department of Education. DOE officials confirmed Jofaz Transportation has a contract with the city, but pending the outcome of an investigation by the bus company, the driver won't transport Big Apple students. Jofaz Transportation could not be reached for comment. Parents were outraged the driver, as an authority figure, took advantage of the students. The Jewish parents were most upset for sure, the parent added. I bet they were. But anyway, right. You want to talk about Jesus and stuff like that? Absolutely, that's fine, right? If he did it while he was driving, then that's also okay, right? That'd have been fine. If the students were asking him about it, then hey ho, no problem. However, you don't control the belief system of another person's child. That's up for, the kid's parents and stuff to have those discussions with them. I wouldn't appreciate someone speaking about religion to my children. I would want to be the one to have the discussion with them. I don't like the idea of external influence. Like, I would like my children to be religious. I would like that. However, I'm going to let them make their own decision. Because I think decisions and opinions hold a lot truer if you arrived at them yourself. If you arrived at that opinion yourself and you willingly chose it, you weren't influenced, you weren't pushed, you weren't coerced, etc., etc., you as a person made up your own mind, I think those opinions hold a lot stronger. Right, after listening to reasoned argument, which I'm not going to have with my children at the moment because they're fucking 4 and 2. The only arguments we have is, yes, it is in fact bedtime. Yes, it is in fact bath time. No ifs, no buts. Get in the fucking tub. Right? Those are the arguments that I have with my children. Right? But in this one, I don't know why the guy did this. I don't know if he was having a bad day or something like that where he went off on this big rant. I don't get what the impromptu version of Speed was. If this bus goes under 50 anti-Semitisms per hour, it's gonna explode. Right? I don't know what this was about. I mean, he didn't kidnap the children. They were held captive. He pulled the bus over. Right, he pulled the bus over. Like, see if I'm being a shit to the taxi driver in the back and he pulls over at the side of the road to give me a telling off before he fucking drives off. Do I get to say, hello, officer, I'm being kidnapped? Like, no, that's not how it works. You weren't held captive. He pulled over for a few seconds to give you Jesus hats, which you better have put on. Right. What about the kids that were happy about it? Was there some kids going like, yeah, like that, and like being very happy? What about them? Talk to them, talk to their parents. How many parents were saying to the driver, based? Right? But, however, he should not have done that. The driver should not have done that. I find the entire thing rather funny. Because bit of personal information about me. I'm not going to say his name. But a friend of mine, good friend of mine, is literally schizophrenic, and we took him to Crazy Golf. Like a week or so ago, and he had a schizophrenic breakdown at Crazy Golf. He went crazy at Crazy Golf, and he started saying a bunch of shit, and he started saying that he was Jesus and all this stuff. And I know the signs, I've been friends with him for a while. And as soon as I saw him go, I went, oh, okay. And very, very fortunately, my girlfriend is a mental health worker and she was there. So, yeah, that was good. That was handy. So she knew exactly what to do and she took over, and then we had to take him away and then he gets sectioned. And I don't know why, but the doctors, he's got sectioned, for Americans that don't know, basically means he's been put in a mental health institution for the time being, just until he gets better. And they let him have his phone. They let him have his fucking phone. So my phone has been blowing the fuck up with stuff where I'm not going to say what he's saying because people will be able to figure out who it is. Because I'm not going to say his Twitter because he's still on Twitter. He's still on Twitter and he's posted all his schizophrenic stuff. Right? I'm not going to say who it is. People will know and all that, right? But I'm just saying, sometimes people have a bad day, right? And sometimes religion gets involved. Sometimes people think they're Jesus, and they're in the middle of Crazy Golf, screaming that they're Jesus and yelling out "Christ is King," and terrifying children because it's fucking Crazy Golf. And maybe this guy just had a bad day like that. Arguably not as bad as the one that my friend had, but hey ho, it's still kind of funny.